Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here on Boxing Along the Beltway. Our news and notes for this week, and we are packed with news, including some breaking news that came out today. Huge news that we're going to kick the podcast off with. We're going to talk about that big news. We're going to talk about the March 25th card that's coming to UDC, the Physical Activities Center. We got a big schedule on March 11th, even though the Gary Russell card has been postponed. A lot of boxers will be competing on March 11th. And, of course, we'll have a Golden Gloves update as well. Boxing on the Beltway news and notes were brought to you by Real-Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas, for shoulder pain to muscle strain and everything in between, Boxing Along the Beltway recommends Real-Time Pain Relief, the natural, plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. And, of course, if you go to www.freepainoffer.com and buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief, you get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. Well, we've got some big news now. And this news came kind of quick, in all honesty. And I have to commend the person involved with this news for doing this. In case you have not heard, it's just been breaking over the last few hours. IBF Super Featherweight Champion Gervonta Tank Davis out of Baltimore, Maryland. He will make the first defense of his title coming up on Saturday, May the 20th. He'll take on Liam Destiny Walsh. He's the ranked number one contender. He's undefeated as well. He's from Cromer, Norfolk, in the United Kingdom, and the bout will take place at the Copper Box Arena in London, England. So Davis already putting his title on the line, not letting it sit on the shelf and collect dust, as they say in the old wrestling game. But he is going to defend his title Saturday, May 20th at the Copper Box Arena. Of course, we know that Gervonta Davis won his title back on January the 14th with a 7th round TKO over Jose Pedraza, a very impressive win at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. So he's ready to go. 17-0, 16 KOs. Now, Walsh is 21-0, 14 KOs. He'll make the first attempt at a world title. He's won some European titles, intercontinental titles, but he's never even challenged for a world title before. And he got the opportunity by winning a 12-round unanimous decision over Andrei Klimov. That was on October 8th in London, England, Harrow, London, England. And so that's where we stand with that. That came out today. They had a press conference earlier today in London. Gervonta was there along with Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellaby. And he seems to be ready to go already. Now, the bout will be televised live in the United Kingdom on Box Nation and the RT Sport. I think the other network is carrying it, but no word whether or not a American network will carry this bout. So we shall see. But it is Saturday, May the 20th at the Copper Box Arena in London, England. And Gervonta Davis defends against Liam Destiny Walsh of the United Kingdom. So, of course, our best wishes go out to Gervonta, and we'll see what happens. So it should be a great night. And hopefully, if he gets past Liam Walsh, he's talking about his next title defense being in Baltimore. And my buddy George Hansen out in Philadelphia, he's been sounding the trumpet for the American Idol Tevin Farmer out of Philadelphia, wondering why he's not getting a title shot. We'll see. But again, this is mandatory. So Davis decided to take his mandatory right off the bat, get that out of the way, and then he can take whoever wants to be there if he gets past Liam Walsh. So, and he should do that, in all honesty. Walsh is a good boxer. I've seen a little bit of footage on him, but I don't know if he can handle the speed and power of Gervonta Davis. We shall see. That's Saturday, May 20th at the Copper Box Arena in London, England. IBF Super Featherweight Champion Gervonta Davis. We're ready to talk about Demetrius Bout in a moment. But Gervonta Tank Davis will defend his title against Liam Destiny Walsh. So we wish him the best. Now, this weekend, of course, we were hoping to have the title bout here at the MGM National Harbor Casino in Ox Hill, Maryland, with Gary Russell Jr. defending against Oscar Eskandome. But as you know by now, that card has been postponed. They're talking about it being in April, But I know we already have a card in April at the National Harbor with Jason Sosa challenging Vasily Lomachenko. But so I don't know if they're going to have another card there. That's possible. We'll see. But no word yet on when the bout will take place. Will be rescheduled. However, March 11th is still going to be a very busy day. We have a lot of things going on this week, this weekend, I should say. And we talked about part of it in our last podcast. Talked about Brandon Quarles taking on Tyrone Brunson and Juan Rodriguez taking on David Gonzalez at the Sugar House Casino in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But a couple other boxers will be in action on Saturday, March 11th. At the Turning Stone Casino in Verona, New York, Demetrius Ballard will be fighting, and he'll be taking on a guy named Zoltan Serra out of Budapest, Hungary. And I believe it's scheduled for 8 rounds. Demetrius Ballard, 15-0, 11 KOs, looking to move some steps up. He's won his last 4 bouts by knockout, including his last outing back on October 22nd at the Bell Center in Montreal, Canada. He stopped Gergo Horvath in the second round of that bout. Very good boxer, Demetrius Ballard. He is looking to step up in 2017. He'll face a guy in Zoltan Serra who is 28-11 with 19 KOs. And he has won his last 2, and actually 4 of his last 5 by knockout, all in the first round. But he has not faced the type of opponent. Well, I should say, every time he's faced the type of opponent Demetrius Ballard is, he has not done well. His knockouts have come against boxers who are 8-10, 0-11. He fought a guy 0-3 and fought a guy 4-1. And that was one he scored a knockout on. But every time he stepped up a little bit, he's got knocked out. He got knocked out by Derek Webster back on November 2016, November 11th at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Knocked out the 5th round there. He got knocked out by Eric Bazinian in the second round. Bazinian was 12-0 going in. He got knocked out by Avni Yildirim in Bayern, Germany. That was in the second round, and Yildirim was 10-0. Adrian Etches knocked him out in the 4th round in Sheffield, England, back in March of last year. So every time he's really stepped up, he has not done all that well. So we shall see. And again, that is coming up on Saturday, March 11th at Turning Stone Casino. Demetrius Ballard going up against veteran Zoltan Serra. Now, in the Cypress Bayou Casino in Chariton, Louisiana, Antoine Douglas is scheduled to be back in action. Now, I haven't heard a whole lot about this bout, and it is on BoxRec, and I haven't talked to Antoine, so I don't know whether he's still going through this bout. But as of right now, Antoine Douglas is scheduled to fight Pablo Mungia, and I believe it was an 8-round bout at the Cypress Bayou Casino in Chariton, Louisiana. This will be Douglas's first bout since his knockout loss to Avzel Kurtza late last year. Douglas is 19-1-1, 13 KOs. Pablo Montoya is 21-11 with 12 KOs, but he's lost his last. Pablo Mungia, is 21-11, 12 KOs, lost his last 4 bouts. So we shall see, because Douglas he's about to get back in the swing of things. He's not out of the woods yet, of course, but he is he needs to get back into shape and back into winning ways very quickly. So Antoine Douglas will fight Pablo Mungia in Charlton, Louisiana. I have not heard more about this card other than what I saw on BoxRec, so we'll see what happens. Now, there's another bout coming up, and this will be on Friday night, March 17th, at the Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania. And this is an interesting bout. I like this bout a lot. David Day Grayton out of Washington, D.C. He's the welterweight. He'll face the biggest name in his career when he takes on former 2-time world champion Kermit Killer Cintron of Reading, Pennsylvania. The bout will be held at Reading in the Santander Arena. Now, Grayton bounced back from suffering his first pro loss. Of course, he lost to David Perella in 2016, he came back and knocked out fellow Beltway boxer Kareem Martin. And that was about to take place on August 23rd in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania at the Sands Casino. He knocked Martin out in the 8th round. He basically kind of walked Martin down. Grayton was just too heavy, too big, and too strong for Martin. And it was interesting because, of course, those two guys were in the same camp at one time in the Headbangers. But Martin got off to a good start that night, but Grayton just basically warmed down. So Grayton, again, 15-1, 11 KOs. Meanwhile, Kermit Cintron, former two-time world champion, he was off for 2 years, but he's been very busy in 2016. He picked up 4 wins, last 2 coming by stoppage. Now, back in 2004, in July, Cintron won his first world title, the interim WBO welterweight title, the vacant title, and he knocked out one of our Beltway boxers, Teddy Reed, in the 8th round back in Houston, Texas. However, Cintron would get knocked out by Antonio Margarito when he challenged for the real WBO welterweight title. Now, right after that bout, Cintron competed at Michael's 8th Avenue in Glen Burnie, Maryland, and scored a 3rd round TKO over Francisco Javier Parra in September of 2005. Cintron would win the vacant IBF welterweight title, knocking out Mark Suarez in the 6th round. He defended 3 times before he dropped the belt against guess who? Antonio Margarito. That was in 2008. Now, bouts on this card will be shown on Bounce TV. Now, I forget right now who the main event is going to be, but we don't know whether this is scheduled for 10 rounds. We don't know whether or not this bout will be on the telecast on Bounce TV, but that is Friday, March 17th at the Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania. So that's what we have leading up to March 25th, but we have some busy time, no question about that, in the Beltway. Now, the next Beltway boxing card in-house in the area will once again be on Saturday, March 25th at the Physical Activity Center on the campus of the University of the District of Columbia. And this is the 3rd time that boxing has been held on the UDC campus. The first time was way back when Riddick Bowe fought Pinklon Thomas and at UDC. And then, of course, it happened again in 2013 with Dusty Hernandez Harrison. Now, there'll be a new promotional group putting this card on, and that's GQ Promotions. And the GQ in GQ Promotions is the person that will headline this card. We're talking, of course, about the undefeated Montgomery Village, Maryland welterweight Jerome Quigley. He will battle James Wakeup of Mounds View, Minnesota in a 10-round contest. Now, originally, Quigley was supposed to fight for the USBO welterweight title, but apparently, and he holds that title, he will be defending the title, but apparently, the USBO really put their foot down into what opponents Quigley could have, and there was some disagreement around that. So this bout is a non-title affair. And Quigley last fought on June 4th. He's 15-0, 14 KOs. Last fought on June 4th in Springfield, Virginia, and he scored a first-round knockout over Reggie Nash. 5 of Quigley's last 6 bouts, including his last 3 contests, have all ended in the first round. That was including a bout win over Vito Vendetta in Hessen, Germany. And that win was for the vacant IBA Intercontinental Super Middleweight title. And we mentioned that because the last 2 losses for Wakeup, who is 16-14-1 with 8 KOs, have not only come by first round knockout losses, but they've also come to Beltway boxers. And that may not bode well for Mr. Wakeup. Wakeup was stopped by Tony Jeter in December of 2014. That was at the ABC Sports Complex in Springfield, Virginia. We had that bout on the Box on Beltway Google app for Android. And he also lost to Dusty Hernandez Harrison in Norfolk, Virginia back in September of 2015 in the first round. And Wakeup has not fought since that Harrison bout. So we'll see what happens. A 10-round bout. Jerome Quigley taking on James Wakeup. Jerome Quigley versus Wakeup. Now, speaking of Dusty Harrison, he will indeed be on this card. He's the undefeated USBA welterweight champion from Washington, D.C. This will be a non-title bout She takes on Matthew Mayhem Strode of Greensboro, North Carolina. Harrison is 30-0-1 with 16 KOs, and he won the USBA title in his last outing. That was a 10-round unanimous decision over Thomas LaManna on September 15th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And, of course, as I said, Harrison was in that main event the last time boxing was held at UDC. He won a fifth-round TKO over Edgar Soto, and that was in May of 2013. The big crowd there. It was a lot of fun being a part of that show. Strode is 24-4, 9 KOs. He's lost 2 in a row, including a fourth-round TKO loss to Ramon Alvarez on December 17th in Mexico. So Dusty Harrison in the co-feature. Good start to this card. No question about it. Some good names on this card. Now, 6-round contest. Clinton, Maryland super lightweight, Cobia the Soldier Breedy. He comes back to action. He'll be in his first 6-round bout. He'll take on Dominic Coca of Watts, California. Now, Breedy's originally from Bridgetown, Barbados, 8-4 KOs, coming off a 4-round unanimous decision over Nicholas Rodriguez on December 10th in Springfield, Virginia. Coca, 8-11 with 2 KOs, time to break a 9-bout losing streak. And Coca has not fought since losing by second-round TKO to Fernando Martinez in February of 2016, Los Angeles, California. 7 of Coca's losses during this 9-bout losing streak have all come to undefeated boxers. So he's not facing any sorry competition. He's facing big-time boxers. And he goes at it again with another undefeated boxer in Cobia Breedy. That's a 6-round contest, Breedy versus Coca. Glenard, Maryland super lightweight Devontae Speed Rawls. He'll be in a 6-round bout against veteran Roy Garcia of Alex, Texas. Speed Rawls is 7-0-1 with 5 KOs, coming off a first-round knockout win over David Perez. That was on June 4th in the ABC Sports Complex, Springfield, Virginia. Garcia is 3-21-1. He's lost 10 in a row and will be competing outside the state of Texas for just the second time. The first time he lost a 6-round unanimous decision to Eric Hernandez on December 10th in Springfield. There'll be and then that's the Speed Walls against Garcia in a 6-round bout. There'll be an all-Maryland heavyweight contest in a 4-round bout as Mike Silverback Balogun takes on the DC Diamond Cutter, Carlos Black. Now, Balogun's out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. He is 9-0. 8 KOs. He scored a first-round TKO over Brandon Lee Hinkle. That was on October 20th at the Mayflower Hotel in D.C. That was the Alarm.com bout, so I couldn't make that show because they don't allow press at that show, just for the Alarm.com employees. And I believe that was the knockout that Balogun claimed should have been knockout of the year, but neither one and I had a chance to see it, so we couldn't really compare. Black is out of Rockville, Maryland. He was knocked out by the debuting Darmani Rock in his last outing. That was on the Harrison Dallas card on May 13th at the DC Armory. So that's a 4-round bout. Mike Balogun, who's really been fighting well, taking on Carlos Black. Black, by the way, is 1-4 in his record. There'll be 2 women's bouts on the card. The multi-time amateur champion, I'm going to call her by her married name from this point on. Her married name is Franchon Cruz DeZern. And yes, she is the wife of boxer Glenn DeZern, who, by the way, is scheduled to be boxing 2 days earlier on Thursday night, March 23rd in New Jersey. We'll talk more about that next week because he's on a card where there are a lot of Beltway boxers on this card in New Jersey. Malik Hawkins is on this show, Glenn DeZern, Malik Jackson, and there's one other local boxer on that card. I think there's 4 Beltway boxers. Oh, I know who it is. It's Hasim Rahman Jr. is making his pro debut on this card. So there are 4 Beltway boxers. When you consider both Hasim Jr. and Sharif, even though they live primarily in Las Vegas, they still have Baltimore ties. We consider them Beltway boxers. So Hasim Rahman Jr. making his pro debut on that card. Malik Jackson out of D.C., Malik Hawkins out of Baltimore, and Glenn DeZern out of Baltimore. He'll be in that card. But his wife, Franchon Cruz DeZern, she'll take on Latasha Burton of Houma, Louisiana. Now, Cruz DeZern made her pro debut on November 19th. She lost a 4-round unanimous decision to 2-time Olympic gold medalist Clarissa Shields. That was at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. And you wonder if she had won that bout, whether or not Cruz would be on Showtime this Friday night, as Clarissa Shields is now, the first woman to headline a Showbox card. You wonder if Franchon Cruz had won that bout, when she'd be headlining that card instead. So that's the way things go sometime in this business. But Cruz will take on Latasha Burton. Burton is 4-8. She's lost 6 in a row. Also on the card, super featherweight, she's known as the Dark Menace, Tiara Brown, out of Bladensburg, Maryland. She'll take on the debuting Olivia Fisher, who is out of South Carolina. Brown was also world champion in the amateurs. She made a pro debut on September 30th at the Sphinx Club in Washington, D.C. Scored a first-round TKO over Khadija Sanders, who, quite frankly, had no business being in the ring with anybody, in all honesty. So we have 2 female bouts on the card. And this card will also mark the pro debuts of the Bell Twins, DC Super Middleweights, Jason and Justin. Now, both these guys I saw a lot in the local and regional Golden Gloves. Kind of had some troubles at times in the Golden Gloves, had difficulties getting through there. But there's some talent there. There's no question about that. So we'll see what happens as they start. And I believe it was their uncle, was the late Ratman Ruben Bell, who was a great middleweight, who was really, I think, on his way to a world title before he was tragically killed. But they are his nephews, from what I've been told. So Jason and Justin Bell will be making their pro debut, and it's a long way to pro debut. They've been out for a while, so it's good to see them make their pro debut on this card. Justin Bell will take on Brandon Pennington out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Brandon Pennington made his pro debut on December 10th at Springfield, Virginia. He won a 4-round majority decision over Carlos Cruz. Meanwhile, Jason Bell will take on David Rocksteady Ron of Villa Park, Illinois. He's no stranger to this area. Ron is 0-7-1. He'll face his 6th straight Beltway boxer. Also on the card, there'll be a young man by the name of Shaquem Hodge. He's out of Reading, Pennsylvania, and he'll take on Dustin Kapplinger of Chillicothe, Ohio. Hodge is 4-0, 3 KOs coming off a 4-round technical decision over Noe Lozano. That was on December 10th at the ABC Sports Complex in Springfield, Virginia. And Kapplinger is 2-10, 1 KO, and he's lost 9 in a row. And I think there's one other bout on the card, a couple of debuting boxers. I had very little information on either one of them. So, but that is the card. Coming up on Saturday, March 25th at the University District of Columbia, UDC, the Physical Activity Center there. And as soon as we get a time for you, we'll tell you what time we'll be on the air for the Box on Beltway Google app for Android live broadcast, blow by blow, of what should be a very good card at UDC. Looking forward to that, no question about that. Now, let's get back to the Golden Gloves real quick. We'll end with the amateurs, and the quarter semifinal bout sheet is out, and you can see the whole bout sheet on the blog, but there's a couple of matchups that I really like, and I want to talk about last week as well. Big crowd out at Rosecroft Raceway last week, and should get even bigger this week. As I've watched most of the Golden Gloves, I didn't miss 1 week, but most of the Golden Gloves have been fantastic. If you look at the open division, there's one weight class in the open division that is very intriguing right now, and that is the 141-pound class in the open division. Now, last week, a great matchup between Wilfredo Avalar out of the Sugar Ray Leonard gym and Cipriano Zeldin out of the Headbangers gym. And it's a surprise that, to me anyway, that Avalar stopped Zeldin in the second round. He knocked him down 3 times with right hands, just beautiful right hands. And Avalar moved on into the semifinals. Semifinals get underway this weekend at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. And Avalar is in a great semifinal because he's taking on Emmanuel Rodriguez out of the Down Under gym in Salisbury, Maryland, and that should be a big bout as well. So Avalar goes straight from one good bout to another good bout. And then on the other side of the 141 bracket, you've got Donnell Poe out of Old School Gym, who really impressed me last year at the Golden Gloves. He'll take on Rico Todd out of the Upton Gym in Baltimore. because the old school gym is right at Rosecroft Raceway, by the way. And so I think those are the bouts to watch out for coming up this week. That division is stacked. I mean, that is the stacked division, 141 pounds. Also, Keyshawn Williams will be in action, 152 pounds against Michael Peoples out of Tony's gym. Keyshawn Williams out of the Next Up gym. All three of the Avalar brothers are still in contention. You've got Brian Avalar, the Sugar Ray Leonard gym. He'll be in 152 pounds against Deontay Washington of Diamonds in the Rough gym. And Tommy Avalar fought last week, and he won his bout as well. In the novice division, there's a female bout that I'm interested to watch, and that's a young lady who has gotten some press on Facebook. A lot of people are very excited about her progress, and that's Destiny Day Owens. She's out of the Time to Grind gym in Baltimore, Maryland, and she'll be at 141 pounds against LaDasia Lewis out of Tony's gym in Washington, D.C. So that's about there that you need to watch out for. The big division in the novice right now, in my opinion, looks like 165 pounds. A couple guys who won last week, Elon Tremblay of the Headbangers gym and Leon Tsai of Sugar Ray Leonard gym, they'll match up against one another at 165 pounds. And in the other bracket, you've got Stefan Jordan of Champions Gym in Rockville taking on Stephen Blewett. He's out of the Dog Pound Gym in Delaware. Now, Delaware is a part of this region, has been since last year. Delaware is a part of the D.C. region. So we have a number of boxers out of Dover, Delaware, and elsewhere in the first state who are involved in our Golden Gloves, Washington Golden Gloves. As far as the juniors concerned, juniors seem to be wrapping up. We only have one championship bout on the semifinals, in the finals, should say, and that is at 133 pounds, 15-16 age group with Joy Lee. I believe, I'm not sure if it's Joy Lee out of the Noma's gym in Washington, D.C., taking on Malik Warren of Upton gym in Baltimore. Both guys look very good in this tournament thus far. A number of unopposed champions in the juniors this week. You've got Shamar Flowers, who's unattached. I've been watching Shamar since he was a little kid. He's 16 years old now. You got Mia Killaby Ellis out of Upton, Kenny Ellis's daughter, who I've been watching since she was a little kid, and she's an unopposed champion. You got Shania Foster out of Umar Gym in Baltimore. Edwin Angel out of No Excuse Gym. Zori Curry out of Umar, and Vincent Gadecki. He's unattached. His father is a noted trainer in the area. So those are unopposed champions. So it won't be a whole lot of junior action this week. This will be all novice and open, and it should be a lot of fun. Get there early. There's a little bit more room in there, but it's going to be packed as we go, especially now with the March 11th card not taking place down the street at the MGM National Harbor Casino. Make your stop at Rosecroft, and it should be a lot of fun to watch some really good young action again. As we see this wave that we're flying now with, they're doing so well. Who's next? And this is an idea, give you an idea of what's going to be next in the very near future. So that's the Golden Gloves coming up this Saturday, March 11th at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. Tickets are $20 for general seating. Children under 12 are $5, and it should be a lot of fun. And we get underway. First bout is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So hope you can join us. We'll have of course, semifinal action continues next Saturday, and then the championship, Washington Championships, will be on Saturday, April 1st. We'll have coverage of that on the Box Lawn Beltway Google app for Android, and then on Saturday, April 22nd, Saturday, April 22nd at Rosecroft is the regional championships. We may be at another card, boxing card at ABC Sports Complex on that day, so we may not be able to bring you broadcasts of that one. There's also another card we need to talk about in the area, and as soon as I get a full coverage of it and get a bout sheet, I can give you a better preview. But on Thursday night, and I've been saying Friday for the last couple weeks, but it's in fact Thursday night, March 30th at Michael States Avenue, Glen Burnie, Maryland. You have the Baltimore Pro Boxing card at Michael States Avenue. Some good boxers will be on that card. I believe Jesse Nichols back on that show, and many others. There will be another Pro-Am show put on by Jake Smith in Baltimore Pro Boxing. And as soon as we get a a full bout sheet, get an idea who's going to be on the card, we'll bring you a preview on that card. We do plan to broadcast that card live from Michael State Avenue in Glen Burnie, Maryland. So, as we say so many times, there's so much going on right now in the Beltway region, some big action, and we'll try to follow it all for you right here on the Box on Beltway Google app for Android. Once again, my partner, Juan Marshall, doing very well, taking it easy right now. He's at home, and we wish him the best and look forward to seeing him on the road very, very soon. So that'll do it here from the Box on Beltway News and Notes podcast. And the Box on Beltway News and Notes podcast is brought to you by Real-Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas for shoulder pain to muscle strain and everything in between, Boxing on the Beltway recommends Real-Time Pain Relief, the natural plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. You go to www.freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. Hope to see you at the Golden Gloves this weekend, and we look forward to seeing you at a boxing card near you. Until then, I'm Gary Digital Williams. Thanks for listening, everybody, and always remember to keep supporting the best boxing in the world, the boxing along the Beltway. Take care.